If you want to learn how to code in Tinkercad Arduino, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to open the code editor, choose the right coding mode, write your first Arduino program, and test it inside Tinkercad. This is a great beginner-friendly way to start learning Arduino without needing any physical hardware, and it's perfect if you want to practice logic, blocks, and real C++ code in one place. If this video helps you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy software tutorials. All right, let's jump in. First, open Tinkercad in your browser and sign into your account. Once you're on the main dashboard, look for circuits, because Arduino coding in Tinkercad happens inside the circuit simulator, not in the 3D design area. Click Circuits, and then choose Create New Circuit. This opens a fresh workspace where you can begin building your project. Now, from the Components panel, drag an Arduino Uno R3 into the workspace. This is the board you'll be coding for. Even if you're just testing simple programs like blinking an LED or reading sensor data, the Arduino Uno is the most common starting point. Once the board is placed, look to the top right corner and click the Code button. This is where the programming editor opens. When the code editor appears, you'll see a drop-down menu in the top left area of the coding panel. This is where you choose how you want to program. Tinkercad gives you three options. The first is blocks, which is great if you're brand new and want to build your logic by dragging and dropping pieces. The second is blocks plus text, which is probably the best option for learning because it shows the visual blocks and the actual C++ code side by side. The third option is text, which gives you a pure Arduino coding environment using standard C++. If you're just getting started, I recommend using blocks plus text. That way you can see how the blocks translate into real Arduino code. But if your goal is to learn proper coding syntax, then switching to text mode will help you understand how Arduino sketches are written. Once you choose text mode, you'll notice the familiar Arduino structure. You'll usually see two main parts, void setup and void loop. The setup function runs one time when the board starts, and this is where you set things like pin modes or begin serial communication. The loop function runs over and over again, which is where the main action of your program happens. If you've ever seen an LED blink repeatedly or a sensor being read continuously, that logic is usually inside loop. For example, if you want to blink an LED, you might set one pin as an output inside setup, and then in loop, turn the pin on, wait, turn it off, and wait again. Tinkercad follows standard Arduino C++, so anything you've learned from tutorials, Arduino examples, or even code copied from the official Arduino IDE often works here too. That makes it a really helpful place to test ideas before moving to real hardware. Now, let's talk about testing your code. After you've written your sketch, look for the Start Simulation button in the top right corner. Click it, and Tinkercad will begin running your Arduino program as if the board were powered on in real life. This is one of the best parts of the platform, because you can test behavior instantly without uploading anything to a physical device. If your code includes serial output, you can also use the serial monitor. Look at the bottom of the code window and open the Serial Monitor tab. This lets you see printed messages in real time, which is super useful for debugging, reading values, or checking whether your code is working properly. For example, if you use serial.print in your program, the results will show up there while the simulation runs. If something doesn't work the first time, don't worry. That's completely normal when you're learning. Double-check your pin numbers, make sure your syntax is correct, and confirm that your board is connected properly in the simulation. If you're using blocks mode, be sure the blocks are arranged in the correct order. If you're using text mode, watch for missing semicolons, brackets, or spelling mistakes in function names. The big advantage of Tinkercad is that you can experiment safely. You can practice writing Arduino code, break things, fix them, and learn without risking any real components. That makes it one of the easiest ways to get started with embedded programming. So to quickly recap, go to Circuits, create a new circuit, add an Arduino Uno, open the code editor, choose blocks, blocks plus text, or text, write your code in setup and loop, then start the simulation and use the serial monitor if needed. Once you understand these basics, you'll be ready to build more advanced Arduino projects in Tinkercad. If this tutorial helped you, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next beginner-friendly tech guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.